Confinement status.
Confinement, I'm sorry.
It's okay, Your Honor.
Why do I always say commitment?
I have no idea.
I don't either, but
What did you say, Your Honor?
what was the person's name?
Jeremy McKinnon. The orders are fine, right?
Huh?
Just having the orders is enough, right, Ivy?
Yeah, you want,
Okay.
to RR the FOPs?
Yeah, that's what the
Yes,
state and the
that-
defense
yeah.
agrees to.
On the record, yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. All right, yes. Yeah. What'd you say?
Attorney McLawrence.
Yeah, what about him?
No, I'm asking you got that one already.
Was he here?
No, he's not here, but he texted.
He texted you?
Yeah.
Page 2, right here. All right, so we'll wait. All right, Mr. Romero, you there? All right. Good afternoon. I don't know. Just want to make sure he's back.
The truth is, he doesn't really leave.
I'm always here, Judge.
I know.
Never leave.
All right. All right, good afternoon, everybody. You're in First Appearance Magistrate Court. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. Today you're going to be informed of the charges, and we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy with his 2 interns here in the courtroom with me. If you have a private attorney, when you step up to the podium, please let me know. First person we're going to take is Kylie Kathleen Galt, please.
She's in North Broward, Judge.
Okay, North Broward.
Don't hang up, okay?
All right, are you Miss Kaylee Kathleen Galt?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, you have a charge of, change a charge to robbery with aggravated battery or to, robbery, no firearm or weapon. Court does find probable cause, state.
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting, when she appeared before you,
I have 2 of these, I think they're the same.
Hey, Willie, thanks.
Here, look at them.
you just got to.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
When she was first arrested, Your Honor, she had 2 counts of charm robbery. The state has filed them separately as 2 separate cases, Your Honor. So I'm asking that the court set the bond that you, same bond that you set on the second charge, $7,500, with the same release conditions that you wrote down on your findings, Your Honor.
All right, so they're asking that I set bond at $7,500. What say you, Mr. Reedy?
Well, based on my conversation with Ms. Galt, Judge, I think one thing I would point out, she has 3 separate cases now. On one of them, she has a court-appointed lawyer outside the Office of the Public Defender. She has a public defender on a second case, and I imagine she'll have the public defender on this case as well. She has a $100,000 bond on one of the other counts, which she is not going to be able to make. So, from a monetary standpoint, she's not going to bond out. I think she's just going to have to go in front of her division judge and address bond there. I'd ask the court to consider a $5,000 bond.
And Your Honor, there are also no bond holds, so it's really, as far as release, it's a moot issue right now.
All right, well, I have 2 addresses. I have 4149 Lakeside Drive.
Is that your address, Ms. Galt?
No, that's not her address. That's the...
Oh, for the offense, okay.
Yeah, no return.
Well, I mean, I guess there should be 2, because it's, when
Well,
it
I
came through,
only
it
have
was,
count 2 here, so I don't know
I'll
which
get
one
the
you
offense.
want. We can do a no return to both.
I'll just get it for this charge, Your Honor. Just one moment.
All right, ma'am, so there's no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case. This is what we told you previously. Direct or indirect, no contact means no calling, texting, in person, writing, having third parties contact them, whether you're in jail or not, okay?
Okay.
Nothing on social media. So, State, do you know if this is JL or IC?
This count is...
All right, ma'am, in abundance of caution, I'm going to say no victim contact. You have it in both cases.
It's
with JL or IC?
It's IC.
It's IC in this case. So GPS level 2, no return to the 4149 Lakeside Drive and we'll set your bond at $7,499. We took $1 off because you have a no bond hold. Just an indication to us. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, next one's gonna be Valencia Chanel Weldon.
She's a medical reset, Judge.
Okay. Next one is Humphrey Edwards.
And, Your Honor, I'm sorry, just to avoid this, real quick on Miss Weldon, because she was actually, if you recall, she was a med reset from this morning. Could we just ask that everything be reset for tomorrow morning on Miss Weldon to avoid having her reset on both morning and afternoon dockets?
Okay, so if you can just set Miss Weldon, Madam Clerk?
For the morning. Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Thank you. Humphrey Edwards, please.
Bonded, Judge?
He bonded, Your Honor.
Rasterfaria Nefertum Rembert.
He bonded, Judge.
Okay.
Mr. Hicks, you're gonna be next. Come on.
Devin Gilbert Hicks.
He's here, President.
Okay, good morning, sir. You have, or good afternoon. You have a loitering or prowling, $25 bond, count 2, trespass entry on property unlawfully. Court does find probable cause. Court is going to
Judges.
order,
Sorry.
that's okay, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victims in the case, FTA or ODA, who is Frank Austin and Aura Austin, and you are not to return to 417 Northwest 6th Street, B, Hallandale, Florida. You're to maintain 500 feet at all times. You understand?
Oh, wait, hold on one second, Judge.
Your Honor, Jackson from pretrial. This new charge violates his conditions of pretrial on case number 17-009414 CF10A, possession of cocaine.
All right, let me see that. Okay. All right, so no victim contact and no return. What did you want to say, Mr. Romero?
And see, Mr. Hicks, my understanding,
Sir, let him do his job, okay?
Judge, my understanding is Mr. Hicks, I believe, lives behind that address. Therefore, the condition that you said as far as 500 feet would basically force Mr. Hicks to become homeless.
All right, I
Judge,
don't,
he
that's
has no
fine. I'll
problem.
remove it as long as he doesn't go to the residence.
Perfect. He won't go back there, Judge. And saying that Mr. Hicks did advise me he was considering it's a second-degree misdemeanor on count 1. He was advised me to ask the court if you would consider resolving his case for time served. I do understand now, as far as what the court is saying, this is a private residence. I don't know if the court would be amenable to that. And the alternative, I do understand he's out on pretrial release on 17-9414 CF10A. I would ask you then to consider an ROR on this misdemeanor offense, or in the alternative, release him also to pretrial release.
Concern is it's not just a matter of going onto someone's property. It's allegedly going into someone's property, looking into car windows.
Peering in.
Yep.
All right, so,
And one other matter, I know I talked to Mr. Hicks. He is looking forward also to his day in court. I believe there was a simple misunderstanding. I believe he was just cutting through a yard. Obviously, Judge, there might be more in the PC affidavit. I know probably the police officer in his report probably gave him an opportunity to dispel his concerns or fear. Most likely, since he was arrested, either the police officer wrote that he never dispelled his fears, and that's why he arrested him for loitering and prowling. But it is plausible to believe if he's like basically living behind the residence to cut through a yard. I mean, that's perfectly plausible to me. But having said that, Judge, he is working. He has children. He needs to support his kids, Judge. So at that time, I'd ask you to consider releasing him, ROR or on pretrial release on the count that's here before you, Judge.
just want you to know, he made a statement. I was just out here chilling, looking for pretty women. So, just to let you know that. Okay, so. Court does find probable cause. Court's gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with FTA and ODA. No return, sir, to 417 Northwest 6th Street, B, Hallandale, Florida. He has his own matter of ingress and egress with not passing by this apartment. Is that correct, Mr. Romero? Can you find out?
Yes, it is. Yes, he does, Judge.
All right. All right, did he have any bond set on the possession of cocaine?
He was, I believe he was ROR. Your Honor, I believe he was ROR to pretrial.
All right, this is what the court's gonna do. The court's gonna revoke his pretrial, put him on $500 bond for that. And the court, as far as the loitering and prowling, will leave it at $25. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Louis Joseph Hawthorne, please.
No problem.
Okay, North Broward. All right, Mr. Hawthorne, how are you today, sir?
Good, Your Honor.
All right, you have count 12, grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. It's an ad charge. This says for Dade County, $1,000 bond.
Yeah, Your Honor, no, this, this count is local. He has, among his other charges, he has a Dade County hold.
Okay, I see. That's the status. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, and, Your Honor, just,
Okay,
Well,
sir, you're
I'll be-
not to return to Avis or Budget at the Fort Lauderdale International Airport. Do you understand?
That's correct.
If you go back there, sir, you're gonna get arrested. Court does find probable cause. Anybody want to talk about the $1,000 bond, Mr. Reedy?
No, Judge, I spoke to Mr. Hawthorne before court. He has a number of other charges pending in front of Judge Bailey, and his attorney, his public defender, has been filing motions to address these issues in that courtroom. He has no bond holds.
$9.99.
That's
Thank you.
fine.
Thank you, sir.
Here.
Good luck to you. Solomon Eugene Terry, please.
He's approaching, Judge.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Terry. You have ad charges. Counts 4 and 5 are the same thing. We need to talk about bond. Aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Count 6 is carrying a concealed firearm. Bond is set at $1,000. Court does find probable cause. The court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victims in the case with the initials JRN and TJP. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Your Honor, you may recall, Mr. Terry, he actually appeared before you just the other day, yesterday, Your Honor, on an arrest warrant for shooting into an occupied residence, aggravated assault with a firearm, and grand theft of a firearm. He had family here. You set the total bond at $100,000 plus a GPS monitor, I believe, level 1. Frankly, Your Honor, obviously I wasn't aware of these allegations. The allegations in that case was that he, out of his car, he shot into a home where a woman and juveniles were present. If I had seen, known about these allegations, I would have asked for much higher bonds on that case. He's before the court again for opening fire, this time shooting 2 people in a club. Your Honor, I'm greatly concerned for the safety of the community with regards to Mr. Terry, and I'm going to be requesting bonds in the amount of $150,000 on counts 4 and count 5, and I'm asking that the pretrial release GPS level 1 conditions be attached to counts 4 and 5 as well. And obviously no firearms, ammunition, weapons.
Can you print me out the PC for the other case?
Yes. I imagine
Oh,
you want.
thank you.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted the actual allegations, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
just
can get
wondering
that.
what date it was.
Oh, sure, that's not a problem,
You
Judge.
could tell me the brief synopsis of it.
Sure, yes, ma'am.
This was on April 30th. This was at the Tropicant nightclub in Deerfield.
One moment, Judge. Okay, Your Honor, the allegations from the case appeared before you yesterday. It's alleged on February 25th of this year at a
So it's
resident.
a totally different date. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So go ahead.
At a residence off 25th Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. Mr. Terry fired multiple rounds into the windows of a residence, striking the windows and penetrating inside the residence. The residence was occupied by the victim and several juveniles. A witness who was outside the residence observed the shots being fired from a silver Volkswagen Beetle. It fled from the scene. Law enforcement was able to stop the vehicle, at which point Mr. Terry and the backseat passenger fled from the vehicle. There were two female passengers. Also in the car, law enforcement found a rifle on the rear floorboard as well as a black semi-automatic handgun on the front driver's side floorboard. The witnesses provided testimony that the rear seat passenger handed the weapons to Mr. Terry, and Mr. Terry was in fact the one that opened fire and fired into the occupied residence. And the allegation is at least one of the firearms was stolen, Your Honor, reported stolen.
Okay, defense?
Judge, as you heard, Mr. Terry's being held on a $100,000 bond, so he's going to be with us for a while. There's not going to be anybody that could come close to posting that sort of bond. He's 21 years old. He's working at a car wash. He gets about $60 a day. He lives in Fort Lauderdale. He does have family that reside in this community, as evidenced by them showing up yesterday, but no one's going to be able to come close to that bond. Judge, the matters that are here before you are serious, but they are allegations, and he is presumed innocent, Judge. So I'd ask you to set reasonable release conditions on Mr. Terry's behalf.
All right, sir, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim, TJP and JRN. GPS level 1, no firearms, ammunition, or weapons. On count 1, the court is going to set bond at $100,000. Count 2, the court's going to set bond at $100,000. And on count 6, the carrying the concealed firearm, court is going to leave the bond at $1,000. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is Michael Joseph Burson Duvall.
North Broward, I believe.
Okay, Mr. Burson Duvall, is that your name, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, sir. You have a charge of count 1, distribute or deliver cocaine, bond set at $2,500. Count 2 is resisting an officer or obstructing without violence. No bonds attached to that. It's essentially an ROR. The court does find probable cause. Anybody wish to be heard?
Your Honor, I'm going to ask the court to consider a pretrial release for Mr. Burson Duvall. He has been a resident of Florida all of his life. I don't know how the state feels about that.
One moment.
Sorry.
That's fine, Judge.
Okay, standard pretrial release. You know what that means, sir?
Yeah,
What?
I gotta call in, right?
Yeah, but you have to report within 24 hours of being released.
Yeah, when I get out, just go straight there and talk to them.
Well,
and then
if it's after hours, you have to be there by the next day by 12 noon, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so, and call, they'll tell you everything you have to do. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
And good luck, Michael.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Afternoon, Judge.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Judge, could I call Byron Watson on page 2 of the docket?
Sure, have him right here, waiting for you.
Thank you, Judge. He's here in the main jail with me.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Watson, how are you?
I'm all right, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Watson, you have a capious misdemeanor, $100 bond. It is for petty theft. You didn't show up on February 12th. What would you like to do with this, Mr. McLawrence?
Judge, Mr. Watson has already been sentenced on a felony matter, so he's on probation already, Judge. I was going to ask if we could just resolve this case by adjudication time served.
Okay, sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, it's my understanding that you wish to waive your right to a trial.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your name is Byron Xavier Watson, W-A-T-S-O-N?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and is anyone forcing you to resolve your case today?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, ma'am.
You understand that on your, the third time you get a theft charge, that even though it might be a misdemeanor, that they can charge it as a felony.
I understand.
All right, keeping that in mind, do you want to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest, sir, to petty theft?
No contest.
All right, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of his charge could result in deportation proceedings?
Let's do it.
All right, and keeping that in mind, you still want to keep your plea of no contest?
No contest.
All right, the court's going to accept your plea, find this freely and voluntarily entered. Court's going to adjudicate your time, serve you. $78 in court costs. The court's going to find probable cause for the plea. Court is going to give you 30 days to appeal the sentence to the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. $78 in court costs. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Terry John Thomas, please. Terry John Thomas, come on up. Sir,
Judge.
good afternoon, sir. You have failure to register a motor vehicle, no bond attached to that. Count 2, driving while license is suspended, habitual, that's a felony. $750 bond. Count 3 is probation violation. You have a no bond hold, and then you have a violation of probation for a misdemeanor. You have a no bond hold. You are going before your division judge on the felony case. Division, is that FH or FN? Judge Bailey or Judge Singer? Does anybody know?
Judge Bailey, according to the document.
All right, it's Judge Bailey on 5/21. So that's this coming Monday, sir, at 9 a.m. And then this Friday, you have a hearing in front of Division MN, who is Judge Christopher Pohl, this Friday at 9 a.m. on the violation of the probation. Does anybody wish to, the court does find probable cause, does anybody wish to be heard with regard to bond on count 2?
No, Judge, considering he has no bond holds.
Court's going to set the bond at $749 on count 2. The driving while license is suspended. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Samuel Lee McDowell, please.
North Broward.
Okay, is this division MS or MB?
It looks like MD, Judge.
D?
D as in dog.
Okay. All right. You said North Broward?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Samuel Lee McDowell, please. Are you Mr. McDowell, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. You have a capious felony. With a no bond hold for grand theft by Judge Gary Porth. And then you have a capious misdemeanor, $2,500 bond. And then you have another capious felony with a no bond hold for a felony petty theft. The court does find probable cause. Anybody wish to be heard with regard to the 2,500s for a VOP, right?
No, Your Honor. As I explained to Mr. McDowell, he's going to have to go in front of his division judge.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know him. I mean, what you mean he is?
He got to explain who is that?
Okay, court's gonna set bond on count 2 at $2,499. Would you like to care to answer his question, Mr. Reedy?
This is Mr. Reedy, Mr. McDowell. We didn't get to talk for very long, but we did talk for a couple of moments. You need to go in front of, just a few minutes ago, you need to go in front of your division judge, and we don't have any dates for you yet, but you're gonna be held no bond until then.
Okay, what all these charges? The only thing that's
Well, you're on probation for petty theft, felony petty theft, and grand theft, and now there's a new petty theft.
Where's new petty theft come from? Where's new petty theft come from?
He's looking it up. Give him a moment, sir.
May 16th, you are accused of having stolen a license plate attached to a different vehicle.
That was today.
Oh, no, that wasn't me. It was,
All right. Well, we're not here for your trial today, sir. You're going to have to go in front of your division judge and explain the situation there.
I don't even know nothing about a license plate. I ain't never was arrested by no license plate.
All right, sir, so, Mr. Reedy, do you need to say anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, just call your public defender, okay? Thank you. Tony Lamar Williams, please.
Mr. Williams is here present, Judge May.
All right. Mr. Williams, good afternoon. You have possession of cannabis over 20 grams. $1,000 bond. Count 2 is a writ arrest for $401, not for magistrate. The court does find probable cause. Anybody wish to be heard with regard to the $1,000 bond?
Judge, there's a way of helping Mr. Williams out. I'm going to ask if you would consider an ROR on the cannabis offense. I believe he's going to be contacting his grandmother, but his grandmother's retired on a fixed income. She's going to help pay the purge amount on count 2. So if anything can help, if you would consider an ROR on count 1, that would be appreciated.
$500 bond. Thank you very much. Dalger Jean Paul.
Mr. Jean Paul is here at Maine, Judge, and he declined to serve as a public defender.
Okay, Mr. Jean Paul, you have a DUI, alcohol, or drugs, first offense. $500 bond. Count 2 is driving while license is suspended. Third or subsequent offense, $750 bond. The court does find probable cause. Can you pay the $1,250 bond, sir?
Yes.
All right. Do you need help calling anybody?
It should be posted already, I guess.
Ivy, was the bond posted on Dalger John Paul?
No.
When did someone tell you they're posting bond?
Today?
All right, well, call them back. It's not showing up in the system, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Hold on.
It's
Yes, Your Honor. It has reflected in the system. I just wasn't notified.
Okay, so what does that mean?
It means that he posted bond.
they're
All
processing.
right, so your bond's been posted. You're just waiting for it to formally go through. It's almost there, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Joseph Michael Albert, please.
Mr. Albert is approaching, Judge.
All right, is this your last one?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Albert, count 1, obstruction by disguised person, $100 bond. Counts 2, 3, and 4 have no bond holds. Actually, count 4, the KP is felony. It's not for magistrate court. You are going to go before your division judge. I don't know, it looks like Division FN, which is Judge Michelle Tobin Singer, May 23rd at 2 p.m. on counts 2, 3 for your violation of the probation. Count 1, there's a $100 bond. Court finds probable cause. Anybody want to be heard with regard to the $100 bond?
Unfortunately, he's being held no bond, Judge, so if you wanted to change it to $1 so he gets game time.
$1. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck to you, sir. See you tomorrow. I'm not going to see you tomorrow, Mr. Reedy. Have a great weekend. I mean, Mr. Romero.
Oh, you're not going to be here tomorrow?
No, tomorrow and Friday. No, not here.
All right. Take care, Judge.
Bye. All right, so do we have anybody at Paul Ryan?
I heard so.
What is your name, ma'am?
Elidor.
Say that again.
Rosa Elidor.
We had her this morning.
Huh?
We had her this morning.
You did?
I think she was looking into seeing she can contact someone to post the bond?
We do have her. Posted on count one only. That's what it was.
Any update
Welcome
on
back,
that?
Miss Elidor.
Ivy, any-
All right, so Ivy, Ivy?
Yes.
What happened was she has a petty theft, $25, the bond was posted on that. However, there's counts 2, 3, and 4, which is 1,000, 100, 1,000, total of 2,100. Has the bond been posted on those?
She did not. She did not have access to her phone. It's my
Why
understanding, Judge, if the court was going to reconsider offering her pretrial release, that she would accept it. Is that right, Ms.
Why wasn't
Elavas?
she allowed access to her phone?
Elidor, right?
Yes.
Why wasn't she allowed access to her phone? That was a specific person.
I do
Purpose,
not
one of
know the
them.
answer to that question.
Your Honor, they never received the court order in inmate property. I called.
Okay, so what do we need to do next time so it gets there when we reset something, Deputy?
I have a fax number. You can fax the order.
Well, we don't have a fax, but I guess somebody here can do it. So give me the number.
It's 954-935-6725.
Okay. All right, State, any objection to standard pretrial release?
Your Honor, the only thing I'm gonna request is if possible, if they could verify address first, only because this capias, not in custody capias, was issued in 2016. I just really want to avoid having, I don't want to go another 2 years.
But I never got arrested for those charges.
That's,
Never.
How long have you been living where you live now?
Like a year now.
And they can check the address if they go there and knock on the door and somebody says, "Can you stay there?" They'll say yes.
I think, yes, sir, yeah.
Oh, now you've been bonded out.
You've been bonded out.
Your bond has been posted. It just came through.
Right now, well,
Right. See, it's magic. That's how it works.
I still have to be on pretrial.
No, you don't have to be on pretrial. But you do have to keep checking on your court dates. Make sure you don't miss court.
So let me just verify, hold on. 509 Northwest 12th Ave, Apartment 5, Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you don't get a court date in 7 to 10 days, it's your
I'm
responsibility.
gonna be there.
Well, if you don't get something, where are you gonna go and look?
Online.
BrowardClerk.org.
I know.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Abraham Amore Bell. Thank you, Deputy.
Judge, could I approach before you go to Mr. Bell?
Okay, yeah, come on up. Hold on one moment. She can leave some blank ones for you if you want. Is that what you wanted for the weekends?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Give me 1 second, sir.
yeah.
Ma'am.
Can I just have you for 5 minutes down here?
Sure.
All right, thanks. All right, are you Mr. Bell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Bell, you have robbery by sudden snatching without a firearm or weapon. This is actually a change of charge, State?
It's a change of charge to attempt, Your Honor. I believe it was probably clearer from the initial probable cause affidavit that it was an attempt. Your Honor, I
It
spoke,
doesn't say attempt on my cover sheet, by the way.
you gotta go to the, I
No,
can't.
I know, I'm
yeah.
just telling you.
No, I know, and I'm just letting the court know what I'm referring to is the booking. You know, what goes on the findings, I don't know. And it's also on the, change of charge capias, Your Honor.
So is this gonna come back again and not have it and keep coming back again?
I hope not, it shouldn't. Your Honor, Mr. Bell has, and I spoke about this with Mr. Reedy, he has multiple local charges where he has bond set, he has multiple no bond holds from other counties, St. Lucie County, Leon County. You set the bond originally at $4,999. I'm just in order no victim contact, I'm just requesting the court place that same bond back on him today.
Okay, so start from the top. The court does find probable cause. Tell me the first condition.
Well, the bond was $4,999.
Okay.
And you ordered no victim contact, and that was, the initials are TD.
All right, sir, no victim contact as I ordered last time. Direct or indirect with the alleged victim with the initials TD. That means no contact, whether you're in jail or not, in person, calling, texting, writing, anything on social media, no contact through third parties, okay, with TD.
So excuse me, ma'am, so the first charge was what?
This is just, it says robbery by sudden snatching without a firearm, and this is actually an attempt. So it's a change of charge, it's lower. Instead of it being a robbery, it's an attempted robbery by sudden snatching, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So state? Yes, I'm sorry. Is that it? No victim contact? That's it. All right, anything from the defense? Mr. Reedy?
No, Judge, Mr. Bell really needs to go in front of his division judge, where all the counts can be before the court instead of just one. It's kind of a moot point as to exactly what his bond is set at this point.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you. You'll go before your division judge. Call your public defender, okay?
Oh, they already set me for going in front of my division judge at June 11th.
Okay, good. Then you'll go before your division judge, and I don't know what it's for, but call your attorney and ask him, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Alan Christian Dorismond.
He posted.
Bond posted.
They have another case at Conti, Your Honor, on the second docket. Well, I don't know. I apologize.
Who do you have?
I have Jacob Gonsalves.
Does he need an interpreter, Deputy? Oh, perfect.
All right, tell me what Jacob Gonsalves is.
It's a second look, Your Honor, but there's another matter I'd like the court to address.
All right.
Your Honor, as far as...
With this gentleman?
I'm sorry?
With this gentleman?
Yes.
Okay, are you Mr. Jacob Gonsalves?
Yes.
All right, we have Mr. Reedy who represents you in the courtroom here.
And I spoke about this with Mr. Reedy, Your Honor. First, I'd like to address the case that's on the docket.
All right, you're here for a second look. You're charged with unlawful license, tag, sticker attached, operating without a valid license. Tell me what the bonds are, State.
Your Honor, I'd have to check, but I don't know. Brian, did you have a chance to speak to him? Does he?
I'm showing them as no bond holds.
Well, that's the other case.
Oh, that's the other case.
Yeah. Your Honor, frankly I didn't look. I was looking to make an offer. I don't know if Mr. Gonsalves is interested in resolving the matter. If the offer I was going to make, Your Honor, count one is going to be no info, declined. So I would if he wants to resolve it, I'd null pros that today. And the offer on the operating without a valid DL would be a withholding court cost.
And what about the other case?
The second issue, Your Honor, when he came through his first appearance, he was out on another traffic case. His pretrial bond got revoked and held no bond on that case. I would be more than willing to offer, and that's a filed case. If he wants to resolve it, I'd make him an offer of withhold court costs on both counts. I'll provide
Give me that case number.
The case number is 18-14596 TC20A. Count one, it's pretty much identical to this case. Count one is no valid DL. Count two is attach unassigned tag.
And is he going to plead to the attaching an unassigned tag?
We did file that charge on that case, so it would be a withhold on both counts on that case.
All right, sir, you want to resolve your two cases today?
Yes.
All right, and then you'll be done with everything except for paying the court costs?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
All right, is your name Jacob Gonsalves? G-O-N-S-A-L, let me finish. G-O-N-S-A-L-V-E-S.
Yeah.
All right, in case number 18-10949 TC10A, do you want to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest to operating without a valid license, sir?
No contest.
All right, and what about case 18-14-596 TC20A to no valid DL and attaching an unassigned tag, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest to those two charges?
Guilty.
All right. All right, you want to give up your right to a trial? Meaning you don't want a trial, you want to plead guilty or no contest, right?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea to these charges could result in deportation proceedings and affect your ability to remain in the United States?
Yes.
All right. So, court's going to accept your plea of no contest on the operating without a valid DL and the plea of guilty on the no valid DL and attaching an unassigned tag. Court's going to find that it's freely and voluntarily entered. The court's reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the pleas. The court is going to withhold adjudication on all charges. The court's going to impose court costs on the instant case, the 18-10949 TC10A, and impose court costs of $293. And then in the 18-14596 TC20A, the court is going to impose court costs on count two, the attaching the unassigned tag of $293. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. If you're done with this case, you can go to the clerk of the court and pay it online in full or in partial payments. You have two separate cases. If you don't pay it, sir, you're not going to be able to get a license. Don't drive until you get a license, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good luck to you. Nobody else? How about Kyle, William, Preston, Hearn? Who do you have left?
I got William Shackelford, and then I have a gentleman, Michael Voss. He's scheduled, but he's not on the docket.
Yeah, I don't see Mr. Voss as having a court date scheduled in Odyssey.
All right, give me
He was
his
here
case
2 days
number.
ago.
Let's look it up.
V-A-U-S-E?
Do you have a case number?
V-A-U-S-E.
Michael, I do not.
What's his first name?
Michael.
Michael.
V-A-U-S?
V-A-U-S-E.
Wait a minute, that's his.
Yes, Your Honor, the clerk says she's gonna reschedule him for, tomorrow.
What is it for? Because
It's a
he's here
KPS
now.
misdemeanor.
Huh?
It's a misdemeanor KPS.
So why would I leave him in jail? I'm just saying for another day.
No, the clerk informed me because he was coded no in their system, they were unable to schedule him for today.
All right, what's his case number? I'm not gonna leave someone in jail when I can take care of it now. Do we have a case number? Can we bring Mr. Voss out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is this his only charge?
He's been pretrial released on counts 1 through 5. This is a trespassing count 6. The case number is 180000604 MM20A.
Do you have
And
that?
it shows a $100 bond.
Pull it up. Let me see. Thank you. All right, so in this case, how many, I only see a trespass on here, Mr. Reedy.
That's what BSO Pix is showing me, Judge.
So then where did you get all these other charges, 1 through 5?
He had multiple cases, Your Honor. He was being held on multiple cases. He's been given pretrial on all of those cases. This is the only one that has a hold left on him.
Okay, this is, it says warning, structure or conveyance trespass. I don't know which store this is. Publix. Why don't we just resolve this case today? I mean, why are we?
Is that what you would like to do, Mr. Voss?
Yes, sir.
You know, we haven't had a chance to talk, but if you want to go ahead and resolve it.
Yes, sir, I will.
I mean, you're still on pretrial release on these other charges, right? Am I right? Is that correct?
Well, I would have gotten out Monday, but this trespassing is what's holding me.
Okay. But you are on pretrial release on those other charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let me ask a question. He was, this says on 2/19/18. Why all of a sudden is this holding him up? I don't understand.
Your Honor, when he was arrested, he had a felony theft, and a trespass. He was court-ordered held on two other felony thefts, one with a trespass. While he was in custody, this trespass capias got issued. On all the other felony cases, he got ROR to pretrial, but this $1,000 bond on this separate misdemeanor capias was still in place. So when that happened, the jail had him set to be heard by the court, since this is the only thing that's holding him now.
Okay, but this is a misdemeanor charge, right?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so does he want to, what's the offer state?
Time served.
Did you hear what the state said, Mr. Voss?
Yes, sir.
If you want to give up your right to a trial and enter a plea of no contest, the result would be an adjudication time served. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand if you get a third petty theft conviction on your record, it can be filed as a felony. Right? You understand that? So,
I understand, sir.
you know, pay on the way out, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, no more stealing, or you're going to be in a lot more trouble.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is he on pretrial release for case number 17? There's a case, Judge Benson signed an order 11/23/17.
What's the case number?
It has two different case numbers. One is 17-13399.
That's one. 10912.
Well, there's 10192, and then there's 17-13399.
Those are two of the cases. He's got a third felony case that he's been released to pretrial.
All right, sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. Is your name Michael Vaz, V-A-U-S-E?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to reserve this trespass after warning, structure, or conveyance case?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to give up your right to a trial, or you want to plead guilty or no contest to this charge?
No contest, ma'am.
All right, no one's forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
You're doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Court's going to adjudicate your time, serve you. You're not to return, sir, to this Publix
Yes, ma'am.
at 2633 North Dixie Highway in Wilton Manors. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you should be released today. These two cases, I mean, this one case is resolved. What's that? Okay, you have a hearing in front of Judge Merrigan this Monday.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Do you know what time it is?
1:30.
All right, are you going to get there on time?
Yes, ma'am.
Because if
It's
you don't,
Veterans Court, I'll be there.
because if you don't, you know what happens, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there, I promise.
All right, I don't want to see you here Tuesday morning.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, good luck to you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just have Shackelford and Barnes left. Shackelford's there, Conti.
Okay, your name, sir?
William Shackelford.
It's a motion for release. State has not filed an information,
Has not?
has not.
Okay.
And,
All right, you have been charged, sir, with grand theft, dealing in stolen property, possession of controlled substance, resisting an officer, or obstructing without violence on April 13th. Court is going to grant your attorney's motion or your motion to release you on your own recognizance. The state hasn't filed charges yet as of today. That doesn't mean, sir, that the state is not going to file charges in the future, so you can go to browardclerk.org and look in the computer and see if they file charges, okay? Do you have
Yes,
anything
ma'am.
else pending?
Yes, ma'am. I have a no bond hold for a felony littering charge.
He's got a no bond hold on it. He failed to appear in court.
For littering?
His judge decided to hold him. Yeah, that's
I'm not arguing why, I
I'm
just want to know.
Yeah, that's what he said.
All right, what's that case number?
171901 CF10A.
Okay. All right, sir, so you're going to have to resolve that case. Pull this up for me, Michelle. Just print out the thing. Okay, sir, so on this charge, you're going to be released on your own recognizance, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. See you Monday. All right, so do we have anything else left at
Did we
North
take care of
Broward?
Destiny Barnes?
No.
North Broward?
Yeah, nothing else, ma'am.
Thank you. See you Monday.
Too, ma'am.
All right. Destiny Barnes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon. You have possession of cocaine. We're here for a motion for ROR? Or a
No,
second
it's
look?
it's a second look, Your Honor.
Okay.
I've been advised by pretrial that they are willing to take her at a sober home or something akin to that. They're willing to take her with a GPS or without a GPS. I don't have an objection to a release to pretrial, but I would be asking for a GPS. Your Honor, she has a history of failing to appear in court. She has 3 arrests recently in the past couple of years for failing to appear in court. She was actually released from custody 8 days before this arrest. She failed to appear in court on a burglary of a dwelling, pled the case out to jail time, got released, got arrested for this 8 days later, so I think the monitor might make sense.
Okay, so,
And pretrial has the specific details about who's willing to take her.
okay, can someone enlighten me?
You just can't see the judge.
I wasn't listening, I was
That's okay.
working something else. Your Honor, the defendant wanted to go to Second Chance, Sober House. This is Jackson from pretrial, I apologize, Your Honor. She wanted to go to...
Can you hear, ma'am?
Can I hear? Yes.
She wanted to go to Sober House, Second Chance Sober House. We called them, and they said they will accept her with or without an ankle monitor. BSO just had to transport.
Can I say something?
It sounds like we're already winning here, Destiny.
I know, but I really would prefer not to have the monitor because there's a lot of things that the facility does, like they have camps and stuff like that. They have like outings that they go on, and I wouldn't be able to participate.
And clearly they're able to get her the treatment she needs with it because they told her with or without. It's a balancing act, Your Honor. And my other concern is she has a history of just not showing up in court.
Can you call up and verify pretrial? Is there any way we could call them now?
Verify.
And verify if she's going to be prohibited from going on outings because she has a GPS. What are you laughing at, Mr. Linder?
Your Honor, because Your Honor, and I'm not laughing, but it's what you said is going to camps. I mean, I think
you know what?
Your Honor,
it's part of the process.
I know, Your Honor, but you asked me a question, I'm answering it. If
Okay.
All right, I guess.
I just want pretrial to call up and find out. That's what I want to know first, and then everybody can make their arguments. All right, Michelle, let me look at this one.
Is the GPS like
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for pretrial to track her. She's gonna be going on outings. That's what I am. I'm finding out.
it's not treating her, it's, you know, can she go on outings? That's what I wanna know. I mean, I think it's important for the recovery process that she be able to develop new habits that are healthy, and this might be prohibiting her, so that's why I'm just asking. I don't think it's
understand, Your
any.
Honor, and my concern is I think it's important for this
I
case that,
understand.
Your Honor, please.
Okay,
I think it's important that she shows up in court.
I do too.
I do too.
So do I, and you know the program will make you show up in court. If you don't show up, you won't be in that program, you'll be in jail.
I know that.
What's the name of this place? Second Look?
Second chance.
We just have, which number are you dialing? Cause there's a Second Chance Society.
816-4909. So I can't pull up my internet for some reason.
Whatever happened to Kyle Hearn?
We didn't address it. He was a reset from this morning, Your Honor.
Why? Because he was in, where is Willie again? He left? Okay. All right, so Kyle William Preston Hearn, he was on page 10. We'll reset him for tomorrow's docket in the morning, please. Two 714.
I have 954-942-7414. That's like the main line. I called her cell number. The numbers I called was sent directly to her cell number. I left the message on her cell number.
Who is it that you dealt with?
Shannon, Miss Shannon Rogan, R-O-G-A-N. She's a program director /owner.
Number that you are trying to reach is not in service. Goodbye.
And this is,
Shannon Rogan, the program director. I tried her on the cell phone. I left a message. Can you try to call her for, I'm in court right now. Can you call her for me? I left a message as well. And to contact.
Well, or they can give the judge, tell him the judge will call her right now.
Is the cell number you have 816-4909? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. You say you're gonna contact her like, oh, we're gonna contact her. 954-816-4909. I left a message. Called her and I left a message. So he said he's gonna try as well. So that's the only way he gets her as well. Well, maybe I can just ask him.
yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm so stupid.
Here, well, let me just try this one time.
Who you calling your? Eric, okay. I was thinking.
Who is this, Miss 816-4909?
Yeah, that's the director.
has reached Shannon Rogan from the Second Chance Women's Program in the First Step Solar House. Please leave me.
Reading on the phone with them, that's why they're not picking up. 7414. No, I wasn't thinking to ask.
Well, Judge, I spoke with Henry from, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
He's trying to find Miss Rogan as well. That might be him right there.
Is your name Henry?
See, I told you.
Henry, this is Judge Malika. How are you?
Doing well.
We're trying to find out if we allow an inmate to go to your program, if we put a GPS, because your program, Ms. Rogan said that they'd accept her with or without a GPS. But I just want to make sure if she does have a GPS, is she going to be hindered on going outside your facility on certain outings that you have and stuff like that?
No, Your Honor, she shouldn't be. If I was just speaking with somebody about, I believe, pretrial, right? Is the supervision we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm sorry, there's kind of difference with the department.
Well, there is a pretrial, which is just, they call in, show up, and they have certain, things, but the other part of pretrial is a GPS where they put an ankle monitor on.
Right, I believe that as long as, like, under the conditions of the court, like the judge's order, that she were able to receive, to follow the program rules and regulations, then the pretrial officer will allow her to do all those things. I mean, we have many clients here that, for the most part, they go to work during the day, they do attend the meetings in the evenings, and everything's okay as long as the pretrial officer is aware that that's what they need to be doing.
All right, you know what I'm going to do? All right, thank you,
I was just
sir.
going to ask Your Honor if the court can inquire if everything they do is within the Tri-County area. If it's within the Tri-County area,
Is everything you do within the Tri-County area?
Yes.
then the
All
open
right.
schedule isn't a problem.
Thank you.
What's that?
All right, what's her prior record?
Well,
Total.
burglary of an occupied dwelling from last year.
Which that changed to trespassing.
No,
Destiny, just hang on, okay?
2017, felony prostitution. 2016, trespass. 2015, felony prostitution, a year and a day, county jail. 2015, possession of PVP and possession of alprazolam. VOP, a year and a day, state prison. Trespass, 2015. Prostitution, 2014. Prostitution, 2014. Felony battery due to priors, 2013. Battery on a prisoner, 2012, with the violation of probation. That's just Broward. I could check to see if there's stuff outside of Broward. But also now we've been advised that a monitor will not hinder her ability to fully participate, as long as, if it's an open schedule.
Mr. Reedy, what say you?
Well, Judge, it certainly is an inconvenience to have a monitor on. I don't believe Ms. Barnes is in a position to bond out financially. Is that correct, Ms. Barnes?
Correct. I just want to be able to do the right thing along with everybody else.
Okay. Yeah, well, it seems like you'd be able to participate in all of their activities. And if for some reason that turns out not to be true, that's certainly an issue you can address in front of your division judge. If the case gets filed.
I just want to ask seriously, please, without the monitor, if you can. I've been to a program with a monitor before, and it was very complicated.
I can imagine that it would be a little more complicated than if she didn't have the monitor, Judge. I appreciate the court's concern. We're talking about one rock of cocaine here. Not to minimize that. Certainly, clearly, that's, not recommended behavior.
Has she failed to appear?
Yeah, Your Honor, her last case, when she was arrested on a failure to appear capias.
All right, then I'm going to put a GPS open schedule.
All right, Destiny, the judge is going to put the GPS on. You are getting out of jail to go to second chance. After a while, you can still go in front of your division judge and ask the monitor to be removed, okay? But for right now, you're going to have it on.
All right.
It's better than sitting in jail, right? Is it better than sitting in jail? Would you rather be out with a monitor or in with no monitor?
Oh, it's definitely better than sitting in jail. I thought you said is the monitor. Do I get the monitor on before I go out, or
Yeah.
do I go out and then put it on?
No, they'll put it on you. The general procedure is they put it on you before you leave.
Is it today? Will I be doing
Well,
that
I sure
today?
hope so. But there's no guarantee on that.
Tomorrow at the latest, or?
Destiny, I just gave away my crystal ball. I can't see into the future, but it should be, within the next, usually it's not more than a day or so.
Okay, thank
Michelle,
Okay.
we'll check on it in the morning.
And we'll check on it. We'll be checking on you. I'll keep an eye on it.
Mr. Reedy, I will
Thank
have
you.
Michelle tell you before 12 noon tomorrow, okay?
Before 12 noon tomorrow.
Before
No.
Oh, wait, what?
Michelle, I'm not gonna be here, as you know, but
Right.
Michelle will be here with Judge Feld, and Michelle will check on it if you do not remember, and check before 12 o'clock, and she'll let you know, and if not, then you can put her on a second look
Okay.
docket,
That's fine.
okay?
All right. They're going to let me know, the judge's judicial assistant is going to let me know at noon tomorrow whether or not you've been released, just to give me like a heads up, okay? So we're going to be keeping an eye on it for you.
PD office has to write, somebody has to write custody order, please. Greatly appreciate that.
OJ, where's she going? Where's she going?
No. All right, then we'll write it on here.
So, the bed is already available, it's confirmed.
Custody to where?
Second chance.
What do I need on here, because I don't want second chance? Who's taking her there? Because I want her to go as soon as possible and get out of jail.
As of the 15th, they said they had a bed, but confinement status still has to confirm it as well. We spoke to them on the 15th.
Mr. Reed, did you speak to anybody today that a bed is available so she doesn't go there and she comes back?
You have to.
No, I want to make sure there's a bed available. I don't want her sitting in jail for 5 days.
Did you speak to anyone that a bed is available, Mr. Reedy? Oh, sure.
So if there is a bed available, when can we get her over there is the question.
If BS, will she need to go with her meds, Your Honor?
Pardon?
Will she need to go with meds? Usually when they go to programs, we give Armor 48-hour notice. That's how it works back in confinement status. But from magistrate, would you like for her to go with meds or no meds?
Well, that's up to her, and I don't want her talking about meds right now. Mr. Reedy can speak to her about it. He'll call in 1 second.
So it's going to be a waiting program with GPS? A waiting program?
No, because I don't want her sitting in jail. So who takes her over there?
BSO
BSO?
will take her over.
So she doesn't need anything. We're gonna verify now that there's a bed.
All right, Your Honor, can you please write no delay for meds, please?
No what?
No delay. for
No
meds.
delay for meds?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome. Do I need to write second chance what?
Oh, I don't know, Your Honor. What is it? Isn't it Sober House? First Step Sober House? What's the program? Oh, pretrial is getting the name, Your Honor.
No, but I'm saying when I write on here custody to custody.
Yeah, custody.
To?
Transfer to the name of the program and the address, please.
All right, I'll show it to you so you can verify.
Thank you.
Michelle, you have it? I'll try to pull it up.
Second chance women's program.
Yes.
Second Chance Women.
That looks like a private home.
It has her name, Shannon Roman.
Yes, that's her name popped up, that's what it is.
And it does have the,
Okay, what's the address? Second Chance Sober Home?
Second chance women's program.
Okay, and what's the address?
450 Southwest, Second Street,
Mr. Reedy?
Pompano Beach,
Mr. Reedy? Did you get that information?
33060.
Almost certainly, but without
All right,
And that's
so
Mr.
if they
Henry.
turn her back, then we'll find out. All right, I put no delay for medications. Here you go.
Yeah, Your Honor, Ms. Sarita just said that they cannot confirm 100% a bed is available. Therefore,
Judge just said that if they turn it back, we'll know, but.
oh, okay, all righty.
Yeah, he said he's almost certain, but without
I
confirming it with Shannon, he would not
Well,
feel
he didn't
comfortable giving a
wanna-
100% answer.
That's fine, that means they have a bed available.
I think they will be.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what? Can we reset her for Monday, just to be sure?
Sure.
You don't have to come, we're just resetting your case for Monday. That won't cause a problem, will it? Just to make sure.
Tomorrow I can check to see if she left or not.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm not gonna be here, Judge Feld is here.
I'll
So,
let them know.
okay, thank you.
No problem.
Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're finished everywhere?
Nope.
No, we reset him. That's why I was trying to ask Willie.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever speak to them about, but it'll be tomorrow morning. All right, so we're done for the day.